what the idea is.
Right. Okay, thank you very much for having me uh, make this presentation. Um, Thank you, Rabbi Waltman. And I'm honored actually to speak to all these honorable people. They're all honorable people choosing the path of the Noachites. It's not an easy thing to do. And to make this choice was pretty challenging, and yet they are all you people have embarked on making this decision in life. It's a great decision. Um, I wanted to speak now about a also a pretty urgent mission that all of you can help out with, which will make your lives more meaningful, as well as the people that you help making their lives more meaningful. And this is the campaign or the project started by Rabbi Schneerson, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, in the early 1980s. Actually, it wasn't his idea. A governor of Virginia started this in 1975, but the Rebbe borrowed this sensing the urgent need to educate our children, Jewish and non Jewish children, in morality, since the parents, for whatever reason, haven't been doing that up until that point. Being that the children are the future of our country and our world, they must be brought up with the right morality. If not in their parents' home, then the second best place is the school where the children go every day. So actually, this dynamic is so simple that you'll be shocked at the results that we're getting. All that needs to be done to implement this by the principal is to announce every morning that the school will be having a minute of silence, at least a minute. It could be 2 minutes. And after this minute or so is over, the school day goes on as usual. And in addition to that, ideally, we want the parents to be alerted as to their vital role in raising upright children. We want the parents to discuss with the child every day what they should think about during this very important minute before the school day starts. And not only will the parent be guiding the child in the best way, since the parents are the ones that love the child the most, but the parents will be boosted in their vital role as parents and guidance givers, and they'll feel important in their role as parents, in their vital role as parents. And the child must feel that the parents are giving all their attention to them, and that this is the most important thing, this communication between parent and child. We have in fact, we have a song, some of you might have remembered, called Cats in the Cradle by Harry Chapin. It's on the website, which is a very moving, emotional song centering around the importance of communication between parent and child. So this is the reason that Rabbi Altman gave me this opportunity to speak to everybody, in that we must get this message out, uh, and we are actually saving children from big problems. Because in the letters, the second part of this program is that after a few weeks or a month or so of doing this, we have the children write short testimonials or letters. And the title of these testimonials are, "What does the moment of silence mean to me?" And in these testimonials, children will write down what's bothering them, what's on their mind, what they're feeling on paper without holding anything back. I guess that's the nature of a child. We even have this by teenagers also. And then when the teacher collects them and the teacher notices that one child, uh, as he's writing down what's on his mind, there's something bothering him or something is not normal, the teacher could take the child aside and treat the problem before it magnifies itself and goes unnoticed. And then the result, unfortunately, could be what's happening around the country with the shootings or the drugs or the suicides. What? Yeah. So this is a way to, because no school can monitor hundreds of children. They don't have the manpower. So this is a very inexpensive way to monitor the children by having them write these testimonials from time to time. And being that they will write down what's on their mind and what they're feeling, what they're thinking, they will write down exactly what they're feeling and thinking. And when the teacher collects them, she could monitor what's going on. Um, we have this now in 16 states mandated, officially mandated in 16 states. Um, and we're working right now with California, New York, South Dakota, and the other one is Alaska. We actually have it, we personally, with the help of the rabbis in those states, got it into Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, and Florida. Those are the latest victories that we have. And whoever is gets involved with this, the Lubavitch Rebbe guarantees success. As the famous saying goes, if you strive, you will succeed. So anyone who strives at this, meaning what this takes is calling up a school, or better yet, showing up at the school and telling and discussing this with the teacher or the principal or the PTA or whoever wants to listen, the importance of having this in the school and telling them from the beginning that this is free. There's no paperwork. All it involves is, like we just said, announcing at the beginning of the day that the school will be having this minute of silence. And of course, the children could think about whatever they want. Preferably, they'll think about what they discussed with their mother or father, if they're present. If not, then they'll think about something else with somebody else supervising them, hopefully. And of course, this gives the children a chance to pray. Now, we don't have to come up front in many cases and tell the person we're talking to this gives the children a chance to pray, because we're not sure if the person that we're talking to is for prayer and believes in God. So, but on the other hand, but if you do sense that they have a belief in God, so then you could say that this is a great way for the child to realize and grow up with the idea that there's an eye that sees and an ear that hears, and everything is accountable. But even if that opportunity doesn't come up, the children themselves realize they could pray. I was once teaching in a public school in Brooklyn, and one of the classes got out of hand. So one of the kids comes up to me spontaneously and says, I'm going to go in the back and pray now." He wasn't told he should do it. He just felt that that's what he should do. So the kids know that what they could pray. So this is like a kosher way of getting prayer in the schools without making it obvious. Um, so we have the website, which has about 10 letters from the children, 10 testimonials. And the letters some of them can make you cry, because Everyone realizes that a kid is writing it. They see the handwriting, they see the lack of punctuation, the lack of spelling, and they see a kid wrote it. He wasn't told what to write because the instructions to the teacher and the principal is don't tell them what to write. Because if you tell them what to write, they'll all write the same thing. So they're writing everything on their own. And some of the letters go like this. I think about the people in Trinidad who doesn't have shoes and clothes.
Mm.
So this child is not even thinking about himself. He's thinking about other people. Another kid writes, I miss my dad so much. I wish he comes home. Oh no, he says, I'm quiet for my dad. I miss him so much. I wish he comes home. Another girl writes, when I get the signal, I pray for all the children in my class. And another child writes, I wish you could make this for 2 minutes instead. I love this moment of silence. And a lot of children are praising the principal for implementing this. We have a number of letters like that. We also have letters from schools that started a moment of silence and then for some reason stopped it. And we have letters from the children in that school complaining why they stopped the moment of silence. So, and this is an all win situation, as you could see. There's no money involved, there's no politics, there's no baggage, there's nothing here that anyone could say, I'm against that. Everybody wins. The child wins, the teacher wins because she's going to be teaching with a quieter, more behavior like classroom with better behavior. The parents will gain because the child will be inculcated with the proper morality. And of course, the marks will go up because the focusing gets increased. See, this is a way where the child can release all his stresses and baggage when he comes from the house. Because you have to understand, some of these kids, especially in the inner city schools, have so many heavy crises going on in the house. And when they come to school, how do you expect a kid to concentrate when he hears that his mother got arrested for possessing drugs, or his brother got killed in a gang fight the night before, or he didn't get supper the night before? How do you expect a kid to listen to the teacher? So this is a way for the kids to relieve the stress that they bring from the house and gives them a minute or two to let go of it and get in the proper mental attitude to listen to the teacher. And we've had testimonials from principals how the math and reading scores went up since they implemented this practice. Um, so the way to go about this, like I said, is to either call on the phone. I have a pitch which I could send anybody, or go in person. And it might take more than one visit. Because the first visit, the person might say, "Oh, you know, this person came to the school today with this request, have a moment of silence," and they probably don't expect you to come back again. Well, lo and behold, when you come back again, that shows them, oh, this person means business. You might have to come back 5 or 10 times and call that many times. I had one school which I called, I'm not exaggerating, 25 times. But from the 25 times that I called them, I got over 100 testimonials. I got a beautiful certificate, which is part of the program. When the kids write the letters, we present them with very nice honorary certificates and prizes. And we also, after we had an assembly in that school, and we interviewed a number of children about how and when they use moment of silence privately, even after school. And that video is on the website. The website, by the way, is momentofsilence.info. And that website has some very interesting videos and, of course, the testimonials from the children. So, We are expanding. We even have schools in New Guinea, uh, and we have some schools in Uganda, Kenya. I think we have one or two in Israel, and there are probably some schools I don't know about that are probably doing it too. Oh yeah, California has in West Covina, California. There's a few schools that are doing it. Um, and we have, besides the states that I mentioned, there are some schools across the country that have it, which I may or may not know about. But it is expanding as the need arises because parents are getting very upset, to say the least, about what's going on with the leftists, trying to inculcate the children to do, an immoral life. So the parents are getting, are uh, taking charge in a lot of places. So that's about it for right now for the presentation. Does anybody have any questions?
What's the status of moment of silence in North Carolina and in and South Carolina?
I believe it's mandated in both. It's a good question because I want to discuss the issue of being mandated. Mandated means the state actually officially passes a law that all the schools have to do it, but not all the schools listen to the mandate. So that means we have to
Approach
go,
the schools and remind them.
yeah, go to the schools, call them up, and give them the pitch about it because not all the schools are listening.
You've got
Uh,
two hands up for questions. Mary Ann?
yes,
I was just wondering if you could kind of explain how the moment of silence would tie in with the Noahide laws.
right. Well, believe it or not, we have a brochure for the moment of silence, and the 7 suggestions we give to the parents what to discuss with the child are disguised in the 7 Noahide laws. Now, the first Noahide law, to believe in one God, is what is the main goal of the moment of silence. That is the main goal and the first of the Noahide laws. So that's the direct relationship. And once they believe in God, they'll believe in the 7 Noahide laws, which God commanded everyone.
Amen.
Owen, did you have a question?
I was just curious, about. I'm from Oklahoma, and I'm just curious if it's mandated here.
Okay, Oklahoma is a funny law there. It seems to say that it's optional and mandated at the same time if you look at the language of the law. But I think Oklahoma has.
10 Commandments.
Oh, they have the 10 Commandments.
Yeah, and
I see.
Fourth rule.
You can. It's the same situation. That I mean, I could look it up. We have on the website a check mark next to the states that have it mandated. It has been updated. We haven't added uh, Arizona and Alaska to that chart, but it's on the in the menu on the website. They have these states that have it mandated. If the state doesn't appear or there's no check, that means it's not mandated.
Yet.
But even yet, right? But even if it is mandated, like I said, it doesn't assure that every school is listening to the mandate. So it requires work, and you become a hero to these children because you don't know how many children's lives you'll be saving when and if the school embarks on this. Because, like I said, all the reasons for these terrible tragedies in the schools, shootings, drugs, suicides, all these other things, changing sexes, all these crazy problems can be averted by if the child has this awareness of how valuable he is as a created being. He's a unique person that he can do something that no one else can do. That's why he was put into this world. When he feels his self-esteem building up more and more and more, he has no reason to take drugs or pick up a gun, you know? So it really averts a lot of problems. And the whole school, the behavior in the whole school changes. The hallways, there's more peace there. People are not running around. And the kids look forward to this. The attendance goes up in these schools because the kids actually look forward to this minute or so of peace and quiet during the day because they don't get too much of it the rest of the day. So there's only pluses to this. It's an all-win situation. So the reason I made this presentation is that I was in the hopes that some of you, or maybe all of you, would take it upon yourself to join the army of morality and start to call the schools and get involved with the schools and be a part of this. And that
Is
makes
there,
yeah.
I'm sorry, is
Go
there
ahead.
like a 1, 2, or 4-page brochure?
We have a brochure. That's the standard brochure we have.
Right.
We also have a teacher's guide that I could send out. A teacher's guide. Um,
You could send me
but
the PDF. I can distribute it,
oh, okay, fine.
and then people can print it, and bring it to wherever they're going.
That's a great idea. And what I wanted to say is, oh, so the key to convincing somebody to put this in the school is mainly showing them the letters that the children have written. We had many examples of this already. Two outstanding examples of this is that for the New York City Board of Education, they wanted statistics, before and after statistics, like before we implemented moment of silence in schools. What were the statistics for suspensions and grades and you know, behavioral disruptions like that, and after moment of silence to compare the statistics. Well, we reached out to a company that makes these surveys and questionnaires, and they did not come up with anything. So I told that to the person that I was, the superintendent person, and I said, we tried to get the questionnaire, we couldn't do it. How about getting some letters and looking at the letters? She said, okay. When I showed the letters to the lady said, "Oh, we don't need statistics anymore." She was so convinced. And then we had another meeting with the deputy mayor of the New York City Board of Education. I put in front of him 10 letters from the kids. He looked up, he read the letters, looked up and says, "These letters are fantastic. I hope Mayor Adams gets a chance to see them." So we are convinced that the letters are the thing that will convince the person to implement this because they're free of politics and all kinds of agendas. They see the innocence and the pure truth of the letters. And that's what people are affected by the most. So the letters could be downloaded from the website, and I can send you more letters. Anybody else?
Matt has a hand up. Can you see if people have hands up? I'm not sure.
Let's see. Oh yeah, it just says Matt.
Right.
Okay, Matt.
Good evening,
Hi.
sir. My name. Yeah. How do you keep people from interjecting their favorite false god or false messiah into the mix? Because people will do that. We ask this in the name of Yeshu Hamamzer, for example. How do you
Right.
prevent that from happening?
Oh, I see. How do you prevent that? Well, I'll tell you. We can only go so far in the school. In other
Yeah.
words, we can't prevent any teacher or principal from doing or saying anything. And this is why the Rebbe decided to make moment of silence, because then no teacher or principal is allowed to tell the kids anything during this time. It's part of the law in 4 states. They're not allowed to. So this is one of the advantages of moment of silence, where no one talks. No one.
That's
It's a
awesome.
minute of silence. After that, the day goes on. Anything that happens after that, we have no control over.
Yeah, but during the silence, at least on paper, there shouldn't be discussion from the teacher or the children between each other.
That's right.
That sounds great. Thank you.
Right.
That's what I wanted to hear. Yeah, because
Right.
that's what's going to happen. People are going to say this
Yeah.
is just a back door to interject a particular false religion into the
Right.
church or into the
Right.
school, where the
Right.
parents are no longer in control of their child because mommy and daddy don't know right. So we're going to do it for you.
Uh huh. Well, they could say whatever they want,
Uh
but
huh.
because there are some people saying it, doesn't mean that we shouldn't do it. You know what I mean?
I
It's like
understand. Yes, sir. Yeah.
when they had the plane hijackings.
Yeah.
So people were saying, maybe I shouldn't go on the plane anymore. There's a hijack. You're going to stop all the planes. So if a few crazy people hijack planes, doesn't mean you have to stop all the plane travel.
Right.
So we just go on with it. We can't worry about the small minority of people, what they're going to say, what they're going to do. You can't accomplish anything like that. You
That's
just
a
have to.
good plan. Yeah. If you let fear of the ramifications get in your way, then there will be no progress.
That's right. That's right. You have to keep on going. That's it.
Yes,
And
sir.
yeah, that's right. Uh,
You gotta try, or else you've already failed.
Hmm.
Sion, you have a question?
Yes,
Sure.
hello, Rabbi Frank, and thank you so much for this presentation and talking. How
Yeah.
is there a place that you have a website or maybe a YouTube channel for some of this information that if we went out to a school and we spoke to superintendents or to the principal that we could at least show them this or pull up the
Yes.
children's. Okay, could you give out that information, please? Because I'm highly
Yes.
interested in this.
Yeah, sure. It's momentofsilence.info. Rabbi Wolfman will give you some more information, but that's the main website.
I've
Momentofsilence.
already I've already put that into the chat box in this very group, but it'll disappear as soon as we close the room tonight.
I'll
But
send
it's
it
in there
out.
now. You can go ahead and click on the link that's in the thing, and then bookmark that page so it'll be in your computer.
Right. Right. So on that website, you'll see videos, letters from the children, a number of very interesting articles backing this up, um, and other information, suggestions about what parents should discuss with the children. And everything
Hopefully,
that there is very relevant. There's especially interesting video from a Principal Long when we had the unfortunate massacre in the Parkland High School in Florida a number of years back. So me and Mr. Long went down there. I just want to tell you an excerpt from that video. He's an excellent speaker, very intelligent, but very calm and funny sometimes. And he told about of an incident in his own school where a child came with a gun. He didn't say what the incident was. I found out later what it was. And so they confiscated the gun and they, reprimanded the child and the parents. So after that incident, the principal Long said, after that, I gathered together my social worker, my guidance counselor, my two other three people involved with children's, the children behavior and guidance. I said, here I have in front of me sitting over $500,000 worth of salaries. How come you didn't know what this kid was doing? How come we didn't know? So he said they just shrugged their shoulders. He said, you know why you didn't know? Because you couldn't get into his head. So now, with the moment of silence, when the kids are writing these letters, you could get into the kid's head and prevent such problems. You know how many, they have documentation from the FBI, how many of these school shooters actually publicized, either on social media or in letters, that they're going to do what they're going to do before they did it? That's the nature of these crazy people. They want to tell everyone what they're going to do. And no, of course, no one paid attention, and unfortunately, these things happened. So this is another a credit to this whole program with these the letter writing. So you have to read these letters. I mean, some of them are so emotional and so deep. You wouldn't believe a child is what these kids have on their minds. These little kids. So okay. Listen.
Got
Anybody
one more
else?
question.
Sure.
Elizabeth?
Hi, thank you so much for coming, as well as having me. I'm sorry that I left and came back. So I'm also sorry if you already answered this question. How
All
are
right.
we able to speak to schools when we don't have children enrolled in them?
That's a good question. I never had when I get on the phone, I just about never, that question was never asked of me. Do you have a child in the school? Because when I get on the phone, I say, hello, I am Mr. Abraham Frank, and I want to discuss with the principal a free program for the school. So already in my presentation, I don't make any mention whether I have a child or don't have a child in the school. The reason for my call is I want to give the school a free program. So therefore, you don't have to worry about that issue. Is that Does that make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Could also be if somebody has a relative, let's say
Right.
you have a brother or a sister or a cousin with children in the school, that's
Right.
an in. Lots of different. Hashem provides a method to get in for anybody who wants to get in. It's just finding the right method.
Yeah. Right. And if you can't find the principal available, I should have mentioned this. Most of the time, you will not get the principal on the phone. But don't be discouraged. Try to talk to somebody, either a guidance counselor or a PTA or somebody that they're being held accountable. So when you call back again, you'll get their name and number and say, well, what happened to our discussion? Was it related to the principal? What did they think about it, etc.? So when you call the school, try to get someone to speak to and take down their name and number. So when you call back again on the follow-up, you know who to speak to. Right.
Elizabeth?
Yes.
Which age group demographic school type is this targeted toward?
All age groups from pre-K through university. We have letters from college students on the website also. The letters are more elaborate and more intelligently written. We have altogether about 75 letters from university students. I have 4 on the website, and they need it also.
I wouldn't doubt that in some businesses it would be a very big positive.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I've read these books that people make an accounting of the business. The boss goes home and makes an accounting about all his contacts and what he spoke to, so he can improve upon all the pluses and correct all the minuses. It's good everywhere. We even had outpatient psychiatric clinics use it, and outpatient drug clinics.
Sure.
So you could reach them too. And it doesn't matter what religion it is. Uh,
It's
the idea is that the kid should have this moment so he could sink into himself and find all his hidden treasures, which can only be done when there's quiet. And that makes the child feel good about himself. That's the goal here.
Any other questions?
Just a comment.
Yes, sure.
I think anybody who feels better about himself because he's started to listen to or talk to God once in a while is a whole lot better than this fake uh, puffery that they inject the children with. Oh, you're beautiful whether you're fat and ugly or you're just beautiful on the inside, and you need to own that. Yeah, but you need to
Yeah.
have something on the inside to work with. You need to have some kind of a, a a moral fiber to be able to be a pleasant person, even if you're pretty on the outside. If you're a rotten, miserable person, you're just
Right.
not going to be fun to be around.
Right. I agree. That's true. Uh, that's right. I also want to interject. Rabbi Orban knows about this. We just came up with a song, actually two new songs with Moment of Silence. So if anyone has any ideas about how to spread this, I'm just going to simply do the obvious. And once I get a copyright, or if someone knows of the famous singers that are around, rock groups or singers, maybe they'll take it upon themselves to start singing it, and they'll popularize the idea. That's why. That'll be in the near future. I will get the song to Rabbi Altman, and maybe somebody here has some contacts along those lines. Oh, another thing is, right, I might as well mention this too. We also developed a new superhero called Captain Silence. Captain Silence's job.
Oh
We
no.
lost him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe he was driving in a tunnel or something.
I don't know. I thought he was at home, but I'm not sure. Hopefully he'll come back.
Yeah, that was a very good presentation, though.
Yeah, I
Yes,
was
it
just
is.
getting ready to make a comment. I was going to type something in the comment section, and now I don't remember what I was going to say because I'm disappointed we lost him.
When he
Oh, I
mentioned,
remember I remember. Yeah, when he was talking about he's going to send you this song that we could help promote. I'm thinking the quick way to do that would be to make TikToks. You know that there's somebody who put a little jingle together. I'm looking for a guy in finance, 6'2" with blue eyes and a trust fund or something, and
Yeah.
it went viral. People like the little jingle, so they take off on it. If we could like drop these little verses, from the song, just once in a while, just pepper the world with all these messages. We could do this.
Yeah, no, I think the idea of a song is great. I think, we should I could we get I possible to get one of the popular singers if somebody knows them.
Well,
Elizabeth?
Aw, I had another question for that guy, but looks like I lost him. But it's okay.
yeah,
My
you
question
wasn't
wasn't that
just you that
important.
lost him. Yeah, we're all missing him now. Yes, my brother happens to be a singer, but I don't think I want to ask him because he's openly gay.
Yeah, no, he really wants to get somebody known in the secular world. I
Yeah.
mean, it wouldn't be that hard, especially where he's centered, to get one or two of the known Jewish singers to do it, but it's not going to mean anything in the regular world. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine? I mean, not this guy, but can you imagine if you got Eminem to write a rap song to the tune, or
Well,
somebody
We
like
don't
him?
need him. No, no, not
No,
him.
no, we don't know,
no,
but
no,
it's
but
gonna be.
funny enough, you might get Matisyahu,
Yeah.
who's become very popular in the secular world, to do it.
one of my classmates
Ah,
is
he's
a
back.
songwriter.
Hello, Rabbi.
Welcome back, Rabbi Frank.
You're
Welcome
still
back.
muted. We can't hear you.
Yeah, Rabbi, you're muted.
You're muted.
Okay.
There you
You
go.
hear
That's
me
got it.
now?
Yes, we
Yes.
hear you now.
Okay. Oh, so what I was saying, I told you about the song. Did you hear about that?
Yes.
The
That
new
was the
song.
last thing we heard.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
so
were just mentioning it, Rabbi.
okay. The other thing we have going is we're developing this new superhero called Captain Silence. So his job is to go to a school that has a crisis where the principal can't figure out what to do, and she presses a button, and Captain Silence comes out from a secret hiding place and gets the school or the classroom that has the issue to do a moment of silence and solves the problem like that. So, so we need stories in terms of that. But someone just told me that I could feed that into the AI, and maybe the AI will come up with some stories. So I'm
It
throwing
might be
that out. What?
it could come up with stories, but we certainly could use the AI to illustrate and make comics.
Oh wow, really? Okay, so that's a yes. Owen has a question.
Yes, I just wanted to make a comment. One of my classmates is a songwriter,
Oh,
country music songwriter.
oh really?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I could direct him to the website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and I also have another, brother-in-law who is a well, uh, he's he's my brother-in-law's brother-in-law who is a principal in Missouri.
Oh, Missouri, we need that state. Um,
Yeah,
I've tried to contact. You know who Josh Hawley is?
uh,
Josh Hawley is a U.S. Senator from Missouri, and he's very religious. Keeps sending me emails about praying, pray this, pray that. I tried to contact his office so that he could contact a state senator to write legislation, and I don't get an answer. I've tried about 10 or 15 times already, but he's very, very pro religious. He's very religious. Josh Hawley from Missouri. So, in any case, if maybe this relative of yours can get to him, or maybe he himself could started in his school, so at least we have one school
You have a
doing it.
foothold, right? Right.
Yeah.
and sometimes that's all that's needed.
Yeah. Once
Yes.
you get one school to do it, don't forget the schools are all schools in a district. So all the schools from the district get together every so often, and anybody doing
Yeah.
something new can discuss it with the district. Then you get the district involved,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
And then
Right.
you get the county, and then from the county you get the state. Yeah, so it
Right.
definitely works.
I
Right.
also have another friend who is also in education on a statewide level in Oklahoma. You're in Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah. Oklahoma, like I said, the legislation is not clear whether it's. I think it's not mandated. It comes out the way it's written, the law, but they certainly need it there, like
Yeah,
in any other place. It's needed all over. It's needed
yeah.
all
And
over.
she actually knows a lot of teachers,
Oh,
around the country.
right. So if you want, you could set up a Zoom meeting with them, I'm ready to speak at any time to anybody.
Okay.
We also have gone down in person. Um, we went down, like I mentioned, into Florida after they had the Parkland High School massacre. We also went down to Ohio to testify there, which is mostly we're working. Ohio is the other state we're working on. I'm not sure what the problem is over there because it's a majority Republicans, and they still haven't. They tried 2 years in a row, and they haven't successfully passed it yet. So I don't know what the problem is over there. But if it's if it's if it's going to be a big difference, I'm certainly willing to come down to the place to speak. Uh, 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 if it warrants that, I'm
Maybe on the military base if we can set it up.
oh
Well, because the idea is if you can get
yeah,
one set of military schools to do it and prove it out, guess what?
yeah. Oh really? Just one
Yeah.
set?
Well, sure. Once
Oh,
you've proven it, right?
right. I
I
mean,
mean,
I don't have to come down.
there are
All you
schools in
have
the
to do is
military all over the world.
What's that?
There are schools on military bases all over the world.
Right.
Korea, Germany,
Wow.
all through the U.S.
Right.
Once they read these letters, you don't need anyone making speeches. Speeches are good as a well introduction, but the main thing is the proof is in the pudding. Just look at these letters. This is the results of moment of silence. And that is the main convincer, like I've said a number of times already. And we have testimony towards that. We just got now 3 new schools in a small town in New Jersey. And that person is also, I told Rabbi Altman that we're going to get a research study, hopefully. A college decided to make a research study if a school needs a moment of silence, and they concluded that the school does need it. So I'm in the process of getting a hold of that, and that will probably, hopefully, publicize that also. So this is going in a lot of good directions right now.
You got one more question, I think.
Sure.
Like I said, I joined late, so feel free to tell me. I already said this. Go back and listen to the recording. But how did you come up with such an idea, assuming you did?
Oh no, it wasn't my idea. The way I started this was the Lubavitcher Rebbe. I'm assuming that everyone is familiar with him. He made a speech about this in the 1980s. I didn't catch on to it until about 20 years later. They played this video of him speaking about it, and I was just mesmerized by the whole concept. Um, you could see this video of the Rebbe speaking. There are 3 videos on moment of silence from the Rebbe himself, and they're all called "A Moment to Save the World," parts 1, 2, and 3. If you type that into the website, "A Moment to Save the World," parts 1, 2, and 3. One deals with the crucial part of education in a child's life. That's part 1. Part 2 goes on moment of silence, and part 3 goes on the controversial aspect of the Constitution, which the Rebbe analyzed and proved that it doesn't mean to take God out of the schools. He proved it in that speech. So it's very interesting to watch. In fact, one group which I sent this to in Chicago, it helped them pass the law in Illinois. It's mandated in Illinois. I know what shape Illinois is in, but they have this as one of their credits. They have mandated a moment of silence in Illinois.
Let me tell you, Chicago desperately needs anything to help it.
Yeah, all right. Right.
Okay. Thank you
So,
much. If you can
the-
email me the brochures, I can distribute them.
oh, great. Yeah, that shouldn't take too
And
long.
yeah, and if anybody needs Rabbi Frank's contact info, text me and I'll send it to you.
Right.
I don't want to just broadcast it out to everybody, but if somebody has, specific ideas or needs, I think it's a good idea to put you in touch.
Right. They can call me directly at any
Right.
time for any questions or help.
See you.
Thank you so much. Oh, you have a question? Yeah.
Yeah, yes, Rabbi Frank. Okay. So when I started this, I knew that we were going to have a guest speaker, and I was recording, and I'm asking your permission to take this recording and put it out on YouTube with your name and the information. And if you do not want it, then I will gladly delete this recording.
No, 100%. You can publicize it, of course.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, this
Yes.
sounds very much. This sounds amazing. And one quick comment, just to explain to
Yes.
everybody how powerful this is. I worked with children in a environment that we were teaching martial arts. We had many
Oh,
children that were uh, dealing with discipline issues like autism and some mental disorders. And
Right.
we would line up the kids at the beginning of class and make them shut their eyes, and they had to stand still for 2 minutes, and we would do a moment of silence, and you would see a change in all of the kids' behavior, their mental performance later on. And all we would do is ask them to stand, and they would be in a line, and they couldn't, they couldn't horseplay with each other, they couldn't laugh or giggle. They had to sit there for 2 minutes with their eyes shut,
Wow.
just dealing with their inner thoughts. And we saw massive changes in kids, and we had parents that were so impressed by it that it made the newspapers several times just over the kids class. So I know that this works, and
Oh,
this kind of thing of taking a moment of silence is done throughout the world in different ways. But
right.
I just wanted to throw out my 2 cents on that. But I live in Ohio, and I have a grandmother that was a
Oh,
teacher, and my mother was a teacher and a substitute teacher in 3 different schools. And I will try my best to speak to the superintendents. Um, I personally know the mayor here.
oh,
I'm well known in the community, so I'm going to try to reach out to 3 different schools here in Ohio
wow.
and get the
What city
contact
is that,
information.
may I ask?
It's
What
South,
city is that?
yeah, Chesapeake, Ohio, South Point, Ohio, and Rock Hill, Ohio. Those are the
I hear.
three. Those are the 3 spots that I'll aim for.
Right.
I live in South Point, Ohio, and
Right.
but I have contacts and I have connections with the mayor and several people through Chesapeake, several people through Rock Hill. My mother was a school teacher in 2 of the systems, so
Wow.
I'll try to do some footwork and get your
Wow.
message out there.
Well, that's tremendous. See, that's very heartwarming and gives me a lot of encouragement. Now, what I want to ask you is, since you brought up this thing that you saw significant changes in these children, and the parents also, you said the parents appreciated it also.
Yes,
Is that what you said?
there was news articles written
Oh,
about
news
our.
articles.
Yes.
Oh,
So we it was a
can
martial
you?
arts class, but yes, we there were news articles written on this, and the the parents that had the greatest praise for this were the ones who had very autistic children or kids
Wow.
that couldn't sit still. There's a lot of kids that would have ADHD and they could not sit still.
Wow.
um, these are the kind of kids that when all the other kids are sitting down and listening to an adult talk, all the kids would listen, but there'd be a couple of these children with autism or ADHD that they would do somersaults in the class. They would, act out. They would move around, and
Uh-huh.
over time, it took a couple of weeks, but over time, these kids would stop doing that completely, and they would stop doing it at home. And we had the parents that
Wow.
would talk about it too. So I know it
Listen,
works.
Can we
if
get
you,
we get copies of those newspaper articles by any
yeah,
chance?
I would very much like, yeah, me and Rachmiel had the same idea. Can you, I'd like to get
I'm gonna I'm
that.
gonna I'm gonna get them in on a hint and let them know we're brothers.
I, I'd like to get a hold of what you said on official, some kind of official stationery, and also the newspaper articles. It would be a very big help.
Okay, so
Very big help.
the issue is that the majority of the newspaper articles that was praising for the kids class doesn't go into just this. It goes into the whole martial arts dojo. So it
Uh,
basically, so like, um, if you're wanting something that spoke specifically about the standing in silence, I don't know what I could come up with, but we had tons and tons of awards in the newspapers in this area. There's 3 main newspapers. They wrote about our place all the time, but multiple news clippings were about the kids class specifically and how the
right.
kids attitude changed. So what I could do is I could get
Yes.
copies of that and then write down statements and get them signed by some of the uh, some of the teachers of the dojo, because there's several of them, stating that one of the main things that changed the children was the standing in silence. So I could do
Yes,
that, and then that way, when you show these newspapers, then you can point to the written articles. So and the
yes.
and the
Can you get?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Can
yeah,
you
yeah.
get that on some kind of official stationery head?
Yeah, I will try my best. Yes, I'll try my
Oh,
best.
that would be tremendous.
Yeah,
Tremendous. Wow, what a breakthrough.
yeah. But I'm in
Well, thank
Ohio,
you.
so I will speak to three different. I'll probably have to go to the board of directors. Because I think it'd be easier to deal with them or the guidance counselor. The
Right,
assistant principals are usually easier for the public to get a hold of rather than the
right,
principal. But
right,
I know a lot of the people in the board of education too. So I almost ran
right.
for mayor here, like in this area. I had a lot of people pushing me for mayor. I'm well known, and my grandfather was extremely well known. My grandfather was a mayor for several terms here, and I have a lot of pull with some of the people, and I'm on first name basis with the current mayor in our city.
Wow.
So
Well,
I will go talk to them.
thank you so much for that. Oh, and anything you do will be a great help, and we could spread this. Okay, tremendous. Uh, anybody else have anything to say or ask? Um,
When's
okay,
this
so
song gonna be ready, Rabbi?
when's what?
The
Oh, the
song,
song. The
the
song
written song.
the song is ready already. I just
Okay.
have to. Oh, I'm going to send it to Rachmiel tonight. I'm not going to hold it back anymore. I'm
All
afraid
right.
that I just afraid. Yeah, I'll send it to Rachmiel, and okay, and I'll get a copyright on it, and that's it. I can't hold it back anymore. I
All
just
right.
got it 2 days ago, and it's two songs. One is a man's voice, one's a lady's voice. Okay, so you'll get it from him, and we'll go from there.
All right. I
Excellent.
got a friend. His daughter's a country singer. She's
Really,
one of the American Idol and stuff. The
really,
Barrett girl or whatever.
she's an American Idol.
Yeah, Barnett, something like that. I hadn't heard her. I've
Once I
heard
get
one of
them,
her.
I'll get you the links to them.
Wow. Yeah, someone said that if you get some famous singer to sing it, it'll really popularize it. So,
I wonder if we
great.
can get someone to sing it on American Idol or on one of those shows.
Uh huh.
That would
Right.
be fantastic.
Yeah. I don't know the
You know,
latest in the rock business or the.
I have no idea
Well,
I just know.
outside of my.
I just want to throw my
Yeah.
2 cents in here. I know that there's a lot of
Please.
celebrities that will do anything that's a message or a video for around $200 to $300, and they open this to the public. And so what most people do is they will pay one of these celebrities to say like happy birthday to somebody, and they'll name them, and you give them the message and they will repeat it. I know for a fact that some of them that sing or that can sing will do songs, but it's usually $200 to $300, and they do it usually in one take. It's not something
Right.
that they keep working on, and then once
Uh,
they give it off to you, you have the copyright to it.
oh, I see.
So
Yeah, but
this is a public thing, though.
yeah, but
Oh,
it'd be
yeah.
much better to get them to do it without having to get paid. But okay,
No, $200 or $300
it's
is
garnished. I know.
yeah, is okay if to see what we get for that. To see what we get from the 200 three
I
hundred dollars.
I still would
Okay.
try. I still, it may be worth seeing, from where you are.
Yeah.
You got two or three people that it may pay to contact.
Right.
I don't think
Okay.
Mason Black is known in the regular world, but
No.
Monticello certainly is.
I Oh, Matisyo is known in the regular world.
Oh
Well,
yeah, yeah.
Neeson Black would do it. Yeah, if you can get a hold of him. Yeah, he's not that hard. Rabbi Michael Skobek talks to him every now and then. And
It's not hard to get him.
yeah, Neeson
No, I
Black would
have.
probably do this for free.
Uh
Monticello might do it with the right with a bowl of chicken soup. You can get him to do it.
huh.
Actually, Mendy Pellin would be the way to approach him.
Mandy Pellin knows who? Who does he know?
Mendy Pellin and Matisyahu used to be best friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Mandy Pellin, I have some connection with Mandy Pellin because I know his father and his brother.
Right. So that's the way to get him.
Wow. He lives in where? Where does he live, Mandy Pellin?
He moved out to California, but he might be back in Crown Heights. I think he moved back.
I hear. Oh, there's
You
all
know
these
who else
great.
to approach?
Yeah.
It's a crazy thought, but he would definitely do it. It's Avraham Frank. I mean, Avraham Fried.
Oh, Abram Freed. Oh, that's
And
an
he's right
idea.
there. He's your next door
Right.
neighbor, so to speak.
Right. Right. There are all these good ideas.
You know,
Okay.
you've got people, because certain people in the community are known. Listen, any singer that can
Right.
fill Madison Square Garden at $100 a seat,
Right.
right, is known outside of the community.
Right. Well, listen, this has been very. I'm overwhelmed by the responses here, and thank you all so much for all these ideas and all this feedback. Uh, I can't thank you more, Rachmiel. Thank you so much for organizing this.
Listen, we're going to see you tomorrow.
Okay, we have all these ideas. Thank you so much, everybody. And the new year's coming. Hashem should bless all of you with the ultimate long life, health, and happiness and success in all your endeavors. And blessings for you, your family, your children, everything you need. Hashem should bless you in the ultimate. And he should do it in a revealed way and in a kind way. And I want to thank you again for with all this positive feedback. It means so much to me. I'm doing this for 20 years already,
Mm.
and the feedback from this has been overwhelmingly so positive. I can't put it into words. It's really thank you so much, everybody.
Listen, the one
Okay.
who blesses is blessed first.
Oh,
Amen.
You should have complete success in everything you're doing,
amen.
both Begashmias and Baruchnias.
Amen.
Should be, even before the year starts, you should already see the pairs from what you're
Oh,
doing.
amen. Amen, Rachmiel. Thank you so much, everybody.
Good
Okay.
night.
There's
Shalom.
any, yeah. Is there any other
Thank you,
questions,
Rabbi.
or that's it? Okay,
Okay.
that's it.
We're going
Okay,
to start the Hillam if you want to say one parak.
okay, sure.
Unfortunately, if you start with one, you got to take 1 and 2.
Okay, I'll take 1 and 2. Okay.
Listen, Matt, be careful. He is my brother.
I know that. That's why I said it with a grin on my face, so it comes through in the noise and the sound.
Okay.
What is this?
Can you
can
see it?
double.
I don't know. Or you could
What?
take a Sefer to Hillam if you have, if it's easier.
Well, which Tillim you
Basically,
saying? Which Tillim?
Aleph and
Which?
base. We
Oh,
basically do about 20 prakim a night for Shalom in Eretz HaKodesh and
oh,
Shalom in the
wow.
world, because the world situation is not exactly what Hashem wants or what we want.
Okay, I'll say 1 to 2 Tillim. Okay,
Okay.
mixed together. I'm a Harusa. All right. Okay, where are we now? 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay. We sang it. How we sang it? Word by word, or
Well, no, people are just saying one whole one, but they're reading in
oh,
English because that's what most people know.
okay. So I'll say it in Hebrew, and I'll have in mind everyone else saying it. So this will be an extra powerful Tillim since all the people are saying it. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, so I'll put in my share per unit.
Rishayim Mish Papa Hatayim Yadas Sadiqin Kiyadea Line Zera Sadiqin Yadera.
Okay. Yachmir, I'll see you soon.
Okay. Yetzer Hashem, I'll see you tomorrow for Kabbanis.
Yeah. Amen. I'll serve everybody.
Okay, call to.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm going to
so-
end the recording so we can go ahead and pull up the. Yeah, we can go ahead and finish the rest of that. I'm going to end that recording right there, though. That would be
Yeah, I'm
good
gonna
for
do
him.
the same. Stop recording. Right, I was recording it from here as well. I'm gonna try to remember to do that so that I have it. Okay.